Darren Yackey here from Echo Farms. We're out walking cornfields today that were no-till planted into a living green cover crop. This particular field last year was in winter wheat. We harvested the winter wheat towards the end of July, came out and planted a multi-species mix of about 13 different things: sunflowers, oats, peas, radish, turnips, some clovers, hairy vetch. We let the cattle come out here in the month of October and November, and they ended up grazing this down. We rotationally grazed through this paddock by paddock. We didn't leave the cattle out in the whole field. So we still have plenty of residue going into spring, along with some nice green growth before we came in and planted the corn. This corn got planted, I think it was on the 12th of May, and today is June 1st. It's kind of hard to see the corn rows out here, but you can roll the corn real nice. I know the video, it's kind of hard to see them in there. Got a pretty solid stand, good population. We're on some ridge type soil, so it's a little rockier, a little shallower than the deep valley soils around here. But it came up real nice. We've had about 1 inch of rain since we planted it. The corn has some nice color to it. A little bit of bug issues. It looks like something was nipping on the leaves a little bit. But folks, that's what people like to see, is corn that's rowed. That's why I like working their fields. You can roll the corn a lot easier and then sooner. If you came out here a week ago, you would have been scratching to find any corn through all that residue. So when you're no-till planting into a nice cover crop like this, you kind of plant it and leave it go for a few weeks and don't worry about it. You come out here and look at it and look at it again, and then you start worrying, is it coming, is it coming? And just leave it go and let Mother Nature take its course on it. Well, yeah, quite a bit of residue out here yet, and protecting it from the sun. Today's a really sunny, hot, windy day out. We have our soil protected. It ain't drying out. It ain't all brown and crusty on top. Bet you if I take my pocket knife and dig down in there, I'll have good moisture yet, even though we haven't had rain for a good week and a half. But that's how we prefer to plant our corn, is into a living cover crop like that. Plants real nice, creating a nice firm seed bed for good seed to soil contact. The equipment carries across the field a lot better. Pull that residue and living roots in the soil in spring. So if you have a little bit wetter spring, the planters will carry across the field. When you have a tilled field, that's a little harder to accomplish. You don't leave tire ruts out here or tire tracks at all. And we use auto steer on our tractor GPS, so we don't use markers or anything on our planter. So we're trying to create minimal soil disturbance at all times. Because once you start using your row markers, you start digging a trench with them, and you always have that one water channel that rolls down that marker trench and creates a gully eventually. But the field we're looking at here is pretty flat. It has a gentle slope to it, I guess. I mean, it ain't like on a steep hillside like we have around here as well, but this is a fairly flat field for us. It's a just gentle slope to the north here we're looking at, and we got just some nice dark green looking corn. Say just a few of these plants have a couple leaves that are 8 on or a little bit of bug pressure on them. But overall, I'd say we have a pretty decent stand. We planted it at 34,000 seeds per acre. I haven't did a yield check or a stand count yet, which I will do here shortly, but I'd say we have all of 32,000, it looks like. Pretty decent catch on the germination. Put out here doing some field checks quick. I'm actually placing a forage wagon in the field next door to chop our first crop here this afternoon and get ready for some more silage to get harvested. Well, Darren Yankee here, signing off.